right across the island of Ireland and beyond. So Tommy will kick us off. After that, we're going to have Amanda Ferguson, who is a freelance Northern correspondent and commentator, and in her own words, absolutely fabulous. I did say it. To my right, I have Alex Keane, who knows that in his own words, I'm going to say is a much loved man of the people, but he is a well-known commentator on current affairs, and you regularly hear him on the radio and see him appear in newspaper articles. And then, of course, to the right is People Before Profit MLA Jerry Carroll, who's MLA for West Belfast. So, as I say, we're going to let our speakers speak for a few minutes, and then we'll open up the floor. Maybe let them come back for a bit, go back at yourselves, see how we're feeling. We'll keep it quite informal, but I want to kick off now with Tommy.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for that introduction. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as I can. I would argue that there's 5 reasons, at least, why we're heading towards United Ireland. Nothing's inevitable. Nothing in this world is inevitable, just as we never say never in politics. But at the same time, I think there is a momentum that is definitely almost becoming unstoppable. One, there's the failing state that is Northern Ireland, and that's not just Republican rhetoric. Since 1972, the local institutions of devolved government have been suspended more often than they've been operational. As a political entity, this place is a failing entity. Mismanagement, at best, if we could describe it, we have had, when there has been institutions running, Red Sky, NAMA scandals, RHI scandals, and now the SIF scandal, all effectively lacking accountability, civil servants not minuting meetings, SPADs bickering, ministers not reading their brief. In fact, the type of mismanagement that a small club in the Mid-Ulster Summer League wouldn't even tolerate. And in the mix of all of this, appears to be a dominant unionist theory which appears to believe that those that advocate a republic or a United Ireland must be contained rather than convinced, which undermines their position. I think, secondly, Britain's changing role in the world. No longer is Britain the preeminent superpower on the globe, depending first and foremost for its security on the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force. Effectively now, British security, the island's security, is dependent and guaranteed by the United States of America. And coupling this with the technological advances where we have submarines that see for up to 12 months, where we're talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles, satellite or quantum surveillance, effectively makes the deep water ports of Northern Ireland practically as, obviously militarily, as the Norman Castle in Carrickfergus. I think then on the third situation we have the English, and I use the word English deliberately rather than British, but the English view of Northern Ireland, Tory centre ground and the Corbyn Labour Party. Labour, as we can guess, is broadly speaking indifferent to the Union, and if we go to the Corbyn element of the Labour Party, quite in favour of a United Ireland. So I think in terms of the English view, we're looking at Labour indifferent. Significantly, I think we're looking at something at the Tory middle ground, not the Nigel Farage or the Rees Moggs, but the middle ground of Torydom sees now Northern Ireland as an unwelcome nuisance. Take it this way, that if Northern Ireland wasn't part of the United Kingdom, there would be little or no need for the backstop. So that effectively would make negotiating a British Brexit a lot more feasible in terms of what Theresa May is attempting to offer at the moment with the backstop. Moreover, Northern Ireland no longer plays a vital part in the British economy. Gone are the days of heavy engineering and shipbuilding. And lamentably, this evening we're hearing even further news of the deterioration of the industrial sector in Northern Ireland with the loss of 500 very precious jobs in Bombardier. I think then, along with this, there is the DUP's mishandling and misreading of Brexit, misreading of the British political situation overall, and in some ways, paradoxically, it's reminiscent of something Mick Collins once said to his colleagues during the time of the treaty debate. He said, Irish politicians very often understand Irish politics but fail lamentably to understand British politics. And oddly enough, I think maybe the DUP make the same mistake. They have failed to recognise that the British Tories, English Tories in particular, will always do what's best for English Tories with little regard for Northern Irish unionism. And I think this is something that's only recently coming to the attention of the DUP. But as well as that, there's been a failure to read the situation in relation to the current Brexit situation. While personally I am opposed to membership of the European Union, and I took the Lexit stand in terms of the referendum, at the same time, in terms of pragmatic, practical politics, had the DUP worked closer with Theresa May, it might have been possible for them to actually greatly enhance the Northern Irish economy as a special economic zone, while still defining the narrative to their advantage. The fact is that had it been willing to support Theresa May's current deal, Northern Ireland would have the benefits both of dealing directly with the Republic and with England, which would have met, and with Britain, which would have conceivably improved the Northern Irish economy from a capitalist point of view. Moreover, the regulatory checks between here and Britain could quite conceivably have been described in a creative narrative as not greatly different from what happens at present with the agricultural checks that happen. And, for example, what has happened recently in the past number of years when foot and mouth was contained or quarantined to prevent foot and mouth reaching this island, foul pest and other issues such as that. And that the point would be then that even in terms of a developing situation, the fact that if the DUP had been able to creatively look at a situation such as that, it would also have meant that in the event of a border poll moving against them, they would have conveniently or convincingly possibly argued that it would be useful to retain Northern Ireland. That would be a unionist argument rather than one that I would necessarily make. Finally, in terms of the DUP, I would suggest that now what I would say is losing the dressing room. DUP, which is a hardline neoliberal free market party, is losing the support of the Ulster Farmers Union, the CBI in Northern Ireland, Hospitality Ulster, Northern Ireland Retail Consortium, Manufacturing NI, and 40 plus business leaders visiting the Prime Minister in Downing Street to talk of their support for Theresa May's agreement. Also, as I said, Bombardier and Coca-Cola have voiced their support for this agreement. What I'm saying here is that the DUP has played a hand so ineptly that they are contributing to their own downfall, and certainly the downfall, if not in immediate context, electorally certainly undermining the union. And in many ways, the DUP's dog in a manger position sounds remarkably like a Russian phrase where they say that there's a certain type of person who would prefer to hear of their neighbour's horse having died and their own mare has given birth to twin foals. Finally, I would argue that there are demographic changes, dramatic demographic changes in Northern